Let's go to Jimmy, though. He's a Chelsea fan. Right, Jim?
Good evening, guys.
How are you, Jim? How are you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you. I've been listening for about the last 15 minutes. Just wanted to play a little bit of devil's advocate here. I'm a Chelsea fan, been one since 77, had a season ticket since then. Conor Gallagher. Right, so we let him run out his contract and he goes to Tottenham, possibly, or even worse, Arsenal, for free next season. So we have to take the 35 million. I don't understand what all the ferrar's about. It's a business. You've got to take the money.
Yeah, but give him a new contract then if you want to keep him.
No, he's been offered a new contract and he's refused to sign it.
Yeah, because he's seen Enzo Fernandez and Mudryk on ridiculous amounts of money, 8-year deals, and you're probably offering him like 3 years on half of that.
Listen, in any workplace, you get what you allegedly deserve. And they obviously
he deserves to be the highest paid player because he was your best player last season.
Does he really?
Well, he was your best player last season.
Well, do you think he's even... Well, we didn't have a good player last season, but you think he's better than 160 grand a week? You think he's worth more than that? I don't think he is.
Well, in today's market...
I'm an agent.
In today's market, yeah, he is.
I'm an agent. I would take 160 grand a week for my player. He's in the England squad, yeah, great, but he wasn't, he didn't hold his place down. So he's not the best player in the world, but 160 grand a week, I would sign it tomorrow. Definitely. That's just my point, that we've got to take the money...
I think you've got a great point, Jimmy, mate. Great point.
What do you mean?
Gallagher. I didn't want to really say anything because I didn't want the abuse. I just wanted to sit on the fence, really, and just be nice to the Chelsea fans.
Yeah, but hold on a minute. If he's playing
we're talking about Conor Gallagher here.
Yeah, but if someone's playing in midfield on 200 grand a week, yeah, and you're getting offered 150 grand a week...
He's not better than Enzo.
He's more efficient.
He's not better than Enzo, though.
But he's more efficient.
You put Enzo in a good team and Gallagher, you would see the difference. You can see the difference. The ability-wise is night and day between Gallagher and Enzo. Just because someone runs around a little bit more doesn't determine that they're going to get a natural 100 grand.
But he's obviously looking at it and going, hold on a minute, you've paid Enzo Fernandez, you've paid 100 million
because
for Enzo
he's a better player.
Yeah, but you've paid 100 million for him. You've got me for nothing. I've come through your youth system. Now you're going to pay me what I deserve. I've got a year left on my deal, if that's what it is. And so I want more money.
No, that's like
that's how the game works.
It's like saying you can spend 150 grand on a Ferrari, but this Fiat Punto goes 170 miles an hour a bit or 10 miles quicker. You're going to pay more. No, just because you've got.
Are you calling Conor Gallagher a Fiat Punto?
Not a Fiat Punto, but I call him more of a
BM.
Yeah.
What type of BM? What BM is it?
X5.
An X5?
Yeah, it's graphs.
Come on, mate.
Graphs, you know what I mean?
It's a bit harsh. Give him a Fiat Punto. Jim, listen, you want him at your football club, though?
Who, me?
You want Conor Gallagher at your football club?
Yeah, I do, but on a new 5-year deal, not on a 1-year deal where he can walk away. You can't afford to do that in business.
Sign him on a 5-year deal then and pay him the money.
No, we try to. We try to have it on good authority. We put a new deal in front of him.
Todd Bowley keeps saying this. Oh, I've tried. Well, hold on a minute. Yeah. He's very quick to sign all these players from everywhere. He gets them done pretty quick. What about the homegrown talent that are the heartbeat of the football club?
I agree 100%.
Where's the trying for them? He ain't trying. He's using it as an excuse to be like, that's 100% profit in my pocket.
Yeah. There is another side as well. Is I would rather have seen him sign for 23 million and go to Atletico than Tottenham for 35 million. So that's the other thing.
Yeah,
I think
we
just want to see him at Tottenham.
Oh yeah,
I think it should.
It would be a good sign. I think it was a really good signing. All right, Jim, top man, mate. Let's go to James. He's a Chelsea fan. All right, James.
Oh, hi guys. You all right?
Yeah, good, mate. Obviously, having a lot of talk about Conor Gallagher. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I'm pretty devastated about it. But Conor Gallagher getting sold, just based on what the other caller was saying, I think there's something wrong with how fans are kind of starting to defend business decisions when this is our football club. I don't really care about I do obviously need to care because of PSR and everything, but caring about what the owners are thinking in terms of selling players and whatever is relevant. If you think about who we've got in this transfer window, so let's just say Conor Gallagher versus Dewsbury Hall, who was playing in the Championship last season, gets offered a bigger wage than Conor was on, and it's sort of and every Chelsea fan who Dewsbury Hall wasn't on anyone's mind at the start of the transfer window, and it gets buried under a new manager and assistant player, and it's a great cover-up, then you're going to sell Chalobah, who he looks like we've replaced with Tosin from Fulham, who's all right, but he's not as good as Chalobah. And then if you have a look at the rest of the signings, they're all unknown players that no Chelsea turn on at all. Like, they're lying if they did. And it just seems... I mean, they're making Chelsea fans having to look at Chelsea as a business now, not as a football club. You're now looking at players and going, yeah, we can sell him on or whatever. And it's weird that, like, that Americanization of it is just so not what it should be about. It's sad. Like, it's hard to like it.
James, I've got a question for you. Okay, right. So say if this new Chelsea team come out of the blocks flying, start playing well, the new midfield, the way they want to play, it's all ticking and looking well, you're doing well in the league. Are you going to be bothered about that Conor Gallagher has gone?
I mean, results are obviously everything. It's like the new Chelsea football kit is horrible, but if we win in it, I'll buy it. You know, it's one of those things. Like, the problem that any new manager has at Chelsea, I don't know if you guys can cast your mind back when Pochettino was going through his massive slump. Stamford Bridge was awful. Yeah. Like, it was ready to kick off at any point. So Chelsea fans culturally don't give it a chance either, because we're kind of a bit broken by it. Like, we spent a lot of years like developing our own sort of culture under the Abramovich era. You know, we were quite, you know, with Jose, it was sort of like 0-0, 1-0, hard, big players, big characters. And now it seems like we're chasing every other club's culture. Like, we're trying to be Brighton, and then we get Enzo Maresca, who's a Pep Guardiola person. It's just like, Chelsea have done this. We've done that. We've gone from mid-table upwards, and we're letting other teams set our trajectory. And it's just frustrating. Like, we shouldn't be, like, doing that. People should be following us. Yeah. You know, like, that's where we should be. And, like, so I think Enzo Maresca, you know, as soon as he did his first interview, he said, you know, we're going to have to suffer. And my head just went, oh. No,
yeah, here we go. That's not what you want to hear.
Because, well, he won't be allowed to. You know, he just won't get the opportunity to suffer. So it's just like, because of what's happened in recent memory, like, we won't give a good manager the time anymore. The fans won't. The club might. But, you know, our first game of the season's against City. So, like, I mean, if we get a result there, like, you know, at home, that would be great. But straight off the bat, you could be looking at a spanking, a 3-0.
Yeah, and sometimes playing Man City at the start of the season ain't a bad shout, though, because they're always a bit slow starters, aren't they? So it's probably not a bad time to play them, but it's always a tough game. Pre-season hasn't been too great for him at the moment. James, thanks for your call. So you're actually, I know you said you was just keeping quiet. Yeah. You're not actually that bothered about him going?
No. I think everyone's got the opinion, and this is like Fanzav, who's never kicked a ball, so this is my opinion, who's an ex-pro. I just think if you're, as a Chelsea football club, you are absolutely devastated that you've lost Conor Gallagher, then you're not in the right place.
Yeah, but Jermaine,
really.
I understand what you're saying. What you're saying is he's not a star player, right? He's not a star player. But you need players like Conor Gallagher in your team. You do, right? You can't have star players in every position. You have workers, you have grafters, then you have the star men, okay. Right? But you've got to have players like Conor in your
Man
club.
City. Who's the worker? Who's the Conor Gallagher in Man City?
Who's
Rodri?
What you'd say
Kovacic, and he's twice the player that Gallagher is.
I don't know.
Yes,
he's all right.
He's better than Gallagher. You look at Arsenal. Who's the worker in there? What, Jorginho? I would say he's better than Gallagher. You look at Liverpool, who've they got? They don't really have that kind of player.
Yeah, but, you know, Liverpool always had, like, Jordan Henderson. You'd always say Jordan Henderson, you know, wasn't technically as good as the star players like your Mascherano or your Alonso's or Gerrard's, right? But you needed Jordan Henderson to have success. Without him, you didn't have success. Liverpool needed Jordan Henderson. Conor Gallagher, Chelsea needed. They need him, Jermaine. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you, you get rid of players like that out of your team. All of a sudden, you got mentality of players who don't really care about the football club because they're not Chelsea people.
But
they ain't been there through the academy. They don't care, mate. They're getting paid 180 grand a week to rock up, live in West London, live the dream, and they get beat on a Tuesday night. They don't care.
But he's not even
Conor
their
Gallagher
main player.
cares.
He's not even. It wasn't their main start to halfway through the season, at the beginning of the season. He just came in late doors because of injuries.
Because they realised how bad they were, and they needed leaders. They needed winners. They needed a mentality of people who know what that football club's about.
Everybody's fit. He's not the main. He's not the go-to guy. He probably won't even make the starting 11 if everybody's fit.
That's harsh. That's
No,
harsh. Because you're thinking, because of talent. But if you don't work hard, talent means nothing. Talent ain't enough. Do you know what I mean? You got to have hard work, and he gives you hard work. He makes other players work hard. You take him out of the team, you've lost someone in your side. You've lost that player, and I think it's a big loss. I really do. You can have your say on that. Chelsea fans want to hear from you. We've also got other fans to speak to about players who need to have big seasons. 03 717 2233 44.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.